How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So we had one heck of a day in the stock market today. The S&P went up 0.9%. We had the Dow up 0.5%. The Russell went up 0.3%. And the Nasdaq 100 led the way up over 1.7%. So today we're going to break down some charts, my thoughts on the market, 5 stocks I'm looking at right now, and how I'm navigating this market in general as we're getting very close to all-time highs yet again. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee. If you haven't done so already, go down below, get 2 free stocks from Webull and $30 free from M1 Finance, and let's get right into the video. So look, guys, we did very well today, and can I get a round of applause for SPY? Let's do it. Round of applause. Let's go, guys, because we finally broke above, and we closed above, which is very key, $421. And if you guys have been following the channel for a couple days now, about a week or two, this has been a level that I've been talking about like a madman, right? And we finally broke out. We finally closed above it, and we tried doing that a couple of days ago. You guys can see on the 1st of June, we broke out of 421. We got to about 423 almost, but we failed closing above it. We actually closed at 419 on that day. But overall today, we were running nonstop. The markets were hot all day, and we didn't really see any pullbacks, right? I mean, we did. We saw little mini pullbacks, but overall, the bulls dominated today. And what set off this rally was the May jobs numbers, right? They came in at 559,000 jobs added in May, and that was compared to the estimate of 671,000 that came from the economists surveyed by the Dow Jones. So they didn't come in above the estimates, which is okay, considering in April there was a disappointing number of about 266,000 jobs added. So the fact that we pretty much doubled the jobs added in April in May, that's a very good sign. And the markets took that info and they ran with it. You guys can see at 8:30 a.m. when that info came out, the algos, I don't know what, but this thing went up like crazy and went from about 419 to about 421, and that is what really set the trend for the rest of the day. And you guys can see we closed above 422. Actually, we closed at 422.60, which is closer to 423 than it is to 422, right? So this was a very good day overall, but the work for the bulls is not done yet because we're not breaking out yet. The ascending triangle is almost playing out, but not quite yet. So I want to set my next alert here on SPY at about, let's put it at maybe 423. If we break maybe 423.50. If we break that point, I believe we're going to hit an all-time high. I believe SPY could end up going 425 followed by 430. And quite honestly, I don't know where it's going to go if it breaks all-time highs here. But what I do know is there's going to be a spike, and we're going to see increase in momentum, especially if we get a nice volume push as well, which the volume over the past couple of trading days hasn't been too crazy. I mean, we saw a lot of volume back in the beginning towards the middle of May. It's kind of died down since then. So I want to see if we get a big volume spike out of 423.50. And from there, I feel like we could, like I said, go to 430, maybe lower, maybe higher. But overall, I see all-time highs maybe as soon as next week. I mean, I'd be surprised if we didn't hit all-time highs next week, just due to the fact that we're so close to all-time highs right now. And we'll see how it goes down, guys, as always. I mean, I'm not some prophet. I'm not some fortune teller. I'm just giving it to you all how I'm seeing it now. And those are my thoughts, right? And this is what I talk about every day on the channel. So if you all like this type of content and the way I break things down here, feel free to subscribe. That's free, and turn on the notification bell so you're notified every time that I do make a video. So look at QQQ. This tracks the Nasdaq 100, and like I said, Nasdaq 100 led the way by a long shot today, and QQQ went up 1.7%. 1%. And can I get a round of applause for this as well? Let's go, guys, because this ended up closing above 335, which has been a sticking point here on QQQ, very similar to how 421 was a sticking point on SPY, right? So this is very bullish, and the fact that we held 330 at a higher low, we ripped out of that higher low today, that's confirming the uptrend is continuing, and we hit a higher high today at 336. That's another good sign. And now we're at points that we haven't been at since the beginning of May. And are we out of the woods quite yet on QQQ? Not quite yet. I still feel like we need to break 336 into, let's say, 338, 340. And once we start creeping to those levels, which could very well happen next week at some point, that is where I think the breakout is coming. And you guys can see, I mean, we're already breaking out of the wedge on the 4-hour chart here. We're getting pretty close. We pretty much did break out, but I want to see a further extension of the breakout, and we'll see what ends up happening this upcoming week, and we'll see from there. We'll see from there, and we'll analyze it to understand where it could be going. So overall, QQQ, SPY, I couldn't have hoped I couldn't have wished for a better day than today. Today was great. If you had a stock market portfolio, or if you have one, which I'm sure you guys do since you're watching this video, you probably had a green day today, unless you were in AMC. AMC is it's not doing so well right now. It went down 6% today, and after hours it's down another 10%. So AMC is going to be one to follow for next week, and of course, for the coming weeks, I mean, everybody's been following this, and I'm going to continue following it and covering it. So what are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And we also had a great day for gold. Gold up 1.1%. Silver up even more, up 1.6%. And the VIX went down 9%. So we saw fear and volatility dying off in the markets today. Very, very, very strong day. And again, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. What are you doing? Did you buy anything? Did you sell into the strength? Do you believe we're going to all-time highs? I'd love to know. Or do you think we're setting up for a sell-off tomorrow? Or not tomorrow. I wish the markets were open all week. That'd be awesome. But do you think we're selling off maybe next week or setting up for a sell-off? I'd love to know. Let me know down below. And now let's talk about some stocks. And if you guys caught my video earlier today, I talked about 5 stocks in that video. I'll link it down below. And today we're going to talk about 5 other stocks that I didn't mention in the video from earlier today because I don't like overlapping content. I mean, I'm sure you guys don't want to watch the same video over and over again. That'd be kind of stupid. And the same stocks in the same day over and over again. So in this video, we're going to cover 5 other ones again. The 5 from before, I'll link those down below. Go check that out after this video. Stock number 1 for today is Snapchat. And I had someone message me on Patreon today about Snapchat. And this individual was in, I believe, at $53, still in at $53, which is a great average cost, in my opinion, considering Snap ended up holding 50, breaking out of the wedge, trading above the moving averages as well. We're seeing a golden cross. These are very good signs that the uptrend's continuing, and Snap is on the verge of a further breakout. I mean, it's already breaking out if we're looking at, like I said, the wedge breaking, us above moving averages, but we're seeing a clear sticking point at about $64, which I believe if this breaks on Snapchat, that is where we're going to get the mega breakout, maybe back to all-time highs. I don't want to get ahead of myself and say, oh, we're going to all-time highs for sure, because nobody knows, but I'm thinking if 64 can break, which you can see has been a tough spot from back in the beginning of February, middle of March, middle of April, beginning of May, and now recently, 2 days ago, we got hit at 64. If we end up squeezing out of there, which I think we could, there's a good chance considering, like I said, we're out of the wedge, above the moving averages, all that good stuff. If we squeeze out of there, that is where I'm thinking Snap breaks out further. and fills the gap maybe to those all-time highs. That's very possible, or at least close to those all-time highs. So I'm going to put an alert at $64 here, maybe $64.50 on Snap to see if we could catch that momentum play from 64, maybe up to about $70, $72, $73, because ultimately that is where I think Snap could get to with momentum. And let's say we fail at 64, which, mind you, we did a couple days ago and we haven't broken out of 64. Let's say we continue pushing down. Maybe Snap goes and retests mid-50s, maybe 55, maybe 54. That'd be right around the trend here, that the uptrend that has been holding ever since November. That's a possibility, but honestly, I'm leaning more towards the breakout. So yeah, keep Snap on your watch list. This is definitely one of those tech stocks that is quite interesting, I'd say. And I mean, it's popular for sure, but when you're looking at the big tech names, I feel like Snapchat gets left out, and I mean rightfully so. It's not as big as a lot of these other tech stocks, but I think it's doing well, and I think it's a good company, and I'd put Pinterest in that same category. Snapchat, not the best, not the biggest tech company, and same with Pinterest, but both of these stand their ground. They're good companies, and the trends are looking quite solid. And Snap's a bit different from Pinterest, but Pinterest here, you guys notice how it's trading in the downwards channel still. Nothing much has changed since we last covered it, and at this point, we're pretty much sandwiched between the 50 and the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So on Pinterest, I'd like to see a clear-cut break above, let's say, maybe 66, maybe $67. I'm going to put a $67 alert on Pinterest. If it clears that 180 SMA, I'm thinking we fill the gap to about maybe 75, excuse me, guys, maybe to about $80 per share. So watch out for Pinterest. Lululemon is another one which I don't understand. And hate on me in the comments, guys. Go ahead. I'm a frugal guy, and I don't understand how somebody is buying. Oh, man, this might sound bad. But I don't know why people like Lululemon products. Yes, they're great. I mean, what's there not to like? Okay, they're great products, but the price, oh, man, underwear. It's like $80 for a pair of underwear, like $100 for a pair of socks. I mean, come on. Joggers, $150. I mean, I'd rather go to TJ Maxx and pick up some underwear, joggers, and socks and get a bunch of stuff for $100 than compared to, just getting one thing for $100. But hey, that's me. I'm a frugal guy. I don't like saying cheap. Cheap versus frugal. There's a big difference there. And let me know what you guys think. I mean, do you buy Lulu products? Do you not? Are you against it? Too expensive? Or are you, or is it too cheap for you? Do you guys have expensive taste? I don't know. But, Lululemon, other than the products, we'll throw the products aside. The stock, the company itself, is doing pretty well. They just reported earnings yesterday of $1.16 versus 91 cents estimated, so they beat EPS, and revenue also beat. Revenue came in at $1.2 billion versus $1.13 billion estimated, and full year 2021 EPS and revenue beat the estimates. So that's for guidance, right? So they beat EPS, beat revenue, and they guided up, which is very, very good. And the stock reflected that good earnings report today. The stock went up $12, up almost 4%. And at this point in time, look what's going on. We actually are about to test the wedge here on the 4-hour chart. And this has been in this wedge. And first and foremost, I mean, it's been downtrending for months at this point, but we haven't gotten much under 285. We held that back in September and also back in the beginning of March. And ever since the beginning of March, we've kind of been fighting back, making higher lows, squeezing ourselves into this wedge. So I believe if Lululemon, although I don't like I'm not going to say I don't like the products because the products are great. I don't like the prices, but aside from that, who cares what I think about the close? If we end up breaking out of 330, right, we might be seeing a run on this stock, maybe to 348, 350. That is roughly where we were back in the middle of February, also a couple months ago, well, more like a month ago in the end of April. So don't be surprised if we get a breakout on Lululemon here, kind of similar to what we saw with DocuSign after they beat EPS and revenue and they guided up, and we called this stock out recently on Patreon, and we talked about it on YouTube. This thing went up 20% today. Unbelievable. So, yeah, DocuSign's on a tear. Maybe Lululemon follows suit. Who knows? It might not. I'm personally looking to see if it does. And Tesla today had a bit of a recovery rally or a relief rally, whatever you want to call it. And we got news yesterday about the sales halving in China for the month of May or something like that, right? We got Model 3s recalled and the stock got hit 5%. And today, we pretty much filled that gap back, and we gained pretty much all of what we lost. We gained it back today. So Tesla's pushing, although we're still clearly in a descending triangle, and I'm not convinced, not at all convinced, that Tesla is going to rip out of here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised, quite honestly, if Tesla were to sell off even further. And I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm not some Tesla hater. I'm in Tesla. I own the stock. But hey, I'm just giving it to you all how I'm seeing it. As always, I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not one of these channels that's going to handhold you and give you what you want to hear. That is not what I'm here to do. And if you guys, appreciate the honesty, I mean, you might as well hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I'm doing this stuff every single day, as a lot of you all probably know at this point. So, yeah, Tesla, I have an alert at 550. If it breaks under that, like I said yesterday, I'm going to be buying more Tesla in the 400s. That is the goal right now. And Fisker is another one that I don't own, but I like the way the trend is reversing. I mean, we downtrended from 31 all the way to $9. This stock lost about 70% of its value, which is crazy. And ever since they reported earnings about a month ago, a little bit less than a month ago, the stock's been changing course. We're actually seeing a break above the moving averages and a golden cross here on the 4-hour chart. And yes, we are a bit overbought, so I wouldn't necessarily chase Fisker right now at these levels. But if we did pull down to, let's say, 14 a share, high 13s, I believe this could be a decent dip to where we could maybe play it back up to where it is now, $15, maybe $16 per share. So I'd be watching a potential dip on Fisker to maybe add some shares to it as a swing. And the last stock for today, which is very close in my opinion for a big breakout, is Activision Blizzard, ticker symbol ATVI. And this one's already broken out, but not fully. And by that I mean we broke out of the wedge on the 4-hour chart here. We're trading above the moving averages as well. And today we went up 2%, confirming the higher low here at about $95. We closed almost above $97. And look, I have an alert at 98.50. If we take out that spot, which I suspect could happen here, I'm leaning more to us breaking out than to us breaking down or selling off rather. If this takes out, I'm thinking ATVI could go back to the mid-hundreds at least. That gives it about a 6-7% window right here, and that is such a beautiful pattern, right? It's a beautiful window of profit, and this is setting up quite nicely. Don't sleep on it, guys. A lot of people don't like the video game stocks for whatever reason. I like the stocks. I mean, if we can make money on a stock, guys, if the chart's good, I don't care what it is. A video game stock, a freaking, a bookstore stock. Do those even exist? I don't know. Whatever. If we can make money on a stock, right? If the setup is good, volume's there, the chart's looking good, we're going to make money, and we're going to talk about it here on the channel, and Activision is definitely one of those stocks. So, yeah, watch out for that $98 break. We go to mid-hundreds. That's what I'm thinking. So, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all had a great week in the markets this week. It was a short week. We had 4 days, and next week back to normal, 5 days. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and if you guys want all my buys, my sells, what I'm doing in the markets. You guys want call outs, whether it's options trading, investments I'm making long term, trades I'm doing, short term swings, day trades, all of that's on Patreon, link down below. Or you guys can go to patreon.com/StasSurFest or StasSurFest.com/Patreon. Either of those links will take you to my Patreon. And you guys could get 2 free stocks from Webull with a $100 deposit and $30 from M1 Finance with a $100 deposit as well. Those are linked down below. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, check out my video from earlier. 5 more stocks. I'll link it down below. Pop it up right here as well. See you guys there. Thanks for tuning in again. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.